Every morning I wake up and there's already a brief waiting for me on my phone. Not the news, but my specific news. The AI stuff that actually matters, the content trends I should be posting about today, and a short list of business opportunities. All of it pulled together while I was asleep. I didn't write it, I didn't research it. My AI agent did overnight while I was unconscious. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how I built this, and by the end of this video, you'll have your own version running. Here's the problem this solves. If you're trying to build anything online right now, a personal brand, a business, a content channel, the game is trying to drink from a fire hose at full blast all of the time and taking as much as you can. AI moves every single day. There are trends you should be posting about today that you'll never hear about in the future. There are opportunities sitting in plain sight that you miss because you're busy, asleep, or just completely buried. I got tired of starting every morning behind, so I finally sat down and built a morning brief with an AI agent called Hermes. And this one brief does 3 jobs for me. 1, it keeps me on top of the AI news that actually matters. 2, it gives me fresh content ideas based off of what's trending, so I'm never staring at a blank page. And 3, it hunts for business opportunities that I could possibly make money from. One agent runs overnight, hands me all 3 every single morning. So let's get into it. First, go to hermes-agent.newresearch.com. I'll drop a link in the video description. You'll hit the download button. Since I'm on a Mac, I'm just going to be using the macOS desktop version. So once you do that, you're just going to click a couple more buttons and it installs just like any other normal desktop app. So nothing scary here. Now, a quick honest note, I'm running this with a frontier model right now, ChatGPT 5.5. Not a local open source model yet. That's where I want to go eventually, running this whole thing on my hardware, but you don't need that to start. This is a step in the right direction, just running Hermes, and you could begin exactly where I am today. Once you're ready to use an open source local model, you'll just have a conversation with Hermes using ChatGPT to figure out the best one to run based off the hardware that you have, and then you'll just tell Hermes to install and run it. So once Hermes is installed and open, before doing anything else, you'll want to do the following. Number 1, if you're using the desktop app, organize your sessions by topic. Hermes lets you keep separate conversations, so I keep one dedicated session just for my morning brief. Don't mix it up with your coding or other random questions, just give it its own home. So as you can see in the desktop app, you can start new sessions up here by clicking the new sessions button. And down here is where you can see your existing sessions. And if you click on shift click, you could also pin any of the existing sessions that you have. And number 2, this one matters more than people realize. You want to turn off the skills that you're not going to use. Hermes loads up skills by default, while every skill that you have switched on eats context. And context is valuable. So the leaner you keep it, the sharper your agent runs. So go in, look at what's enabled, and switch off everything that isn't actually relevant to you. So that's your foundation. And if you want to look at the skills that are on, so you'll click on skills and tools, and it'll show you an entire list. So everything will be on by default, but you could just go through each of them one by one and switch off what you're not using. Let's get into how to set up the morning brief. So I'm here within my daily morning brief chat within the Hermes desktop app. And the first thing I wrote was, I want to set up a morning brief with you for every morning at 8:30 a.m. I have a couple of primary interests. If I point you to a folder in the Hermes desktop app, which is what we're using here, will you be able to generate a better prompt for my daily morning brief? So ChatGPT through Hermes went ahead and confirmed that yes, this is possible. And what I did after I got this confirmation was I came down to the chat box, I clicked the plus icon, and I selected the folder that I wanted Hermes to look at. And I selected the folder that had my entire Obsidian vault, so it has all of the context about me that it needs. My next message, I want you to deliver my brief only to Telegram. There are a variety of things that I want included in my daily brief. Okay, so if we click this, we'll see some more information. So basic AI news that's happening and everything that's happening that's relevant within Austin, Texas. Okay, I've pointed you to the folder that has all the information you need. What would be the best prompt for you to use to set up the scheduled daily morning brief with you? So this last line is important because what I'm doing here is I'm reverse prompting. So instead of trying to come up with the perfect prompt myself, I'm asking AI, based off of everything in my vault and what I want news about, what would be the best prompt to use? Okay. And if I like the prompt, I'm just going to feed that prompt back to AI to create the scheduled morning brief task. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so it gives me a prompt and it's extremely thorough. I won't read through this whole prompt because you guys could just go ahead and reverse prompt it yourself. But let's go ahead and move on a little bit further down. And here I'm also adding to the brief. So I say the prompt looks great, but I'd also like to scrape business opportunities from Reddit and X. I want to figure out real unmet needs where someone could build something. So I want to surface pain points and gaps worth acting on. And then I talk about prompt injections and how to guard against it. So it mentions that it's a great addition to add to the brief. Okay, so it's doing its thing. And here I say that I want to add some additional information to the morning brief and to not create a cron job quite yet. So is there anything else we could do to make sure prompt injection doesn't happen? So it adds more to the brief. And basically, for those that don't know, a prompt injection is basically AI coming across a certain post online and that post trying to give instructions to the AI, unauthorized instructions to the AI to take certain actions that the original user of the AI doesn't want to happen. So it's giving me information and I say, great, let's just add everything. Then I say, let's make sure this prompt is fully updated. So include everything that you suggested. And then I ask for the entire prompt. It gives me the full prompt here. And what's nice is that I could just copy this whole thing if I want, by clicking this box. And then I finally say, use the fully updated prompt to create the scheduled cron job. Okay, so it created the cron job. And you can actually see the cron job right here. In the bottom left-hand corner, it says cron. If you click that, then you can see exactly what it created. So there's a description. If you click edit cron, you can change anything that you want in here. And it shows you how many times the cron job has ran. So it's only run one time. Just a quick note here on setting up Telegram. I have this in its own session. So all I did was I came here and I said, I'd love you to connect to Telegram. How can I do this? And it gave me all of the instructions for setting up the connection. So all you need to do is follow the instructions, and setting up Telegram takes no longer than a couple of minutes. Now let's take a look at what my first morning brief actually looks like, generated by Hermes. So we got our top 5 things to know. So relevant AI news here, talking about the weather in Austin, OpenAI IPO delayed. So this is all very relevant information. So news related to vibe coding. So agent planning becoming a product category. Local first AI OS ideas are popping up. Okay, so this is very relevant to what we've been talking about. Some more vibe coding information from different AI influencers. Okay, so this is all very helpful. I'm probably going to want to shorten this brief a little bit since it's pretty long, but this is a great first draft. Then we have just generally what creators are talking about. So compute, chips, cost pressure, fable, mythos, drama, open source. So this is all very relevant to the things I'm talking about and to the topics that I'm interested in. Then we have the business opportunities from Reddit and X. It looks like I'll need to adjust this a little bit just to make sure it's running the best that it can, but it still did pull up some pretty useful information here. So ROI dashboard. So they want to know about token spend. So yeah, very useful. And I really like how this is structured. So it has pain points, evidence, who would pay for a solution, exactly what you would build, the difficulty. Yeah, it's a very nice layout that it just came up with by default, just by reverse prompting Hermes. Okay, then we have things regarding Austin, different event ideas, topics that might be interesting to post about, and then suggested moves for today. So anyway, that's just my first rough draft of the morning brief. Obviously, I'm going to shorten this and make it even better, and any ways that I improve this, of course, I'm going to let you guys know exactly what I do. So let me zoom out here for a second, because this is bigger than just receiving a news summary from AI. This is the first real piece of having AI agents work for you, creating value while you're not even at the keyboard. This is something that I've wanted for a really long time. Agents running around the clock doing the work, so I'm not trading every hour of my life for output. This little morning brief is proof that the concept works. It's small, but it's the foundation. And once you've got one agent running on a schedule like this, you start seeing them everywhere. A brief in the morning, coding agent running autonomously during the day, something cleaning up your files at night. You build your stack one agent at a time, and this is the first step. So that's it. That's how I built my morning brief that keeps me on top of AI news, hands me content ideas, and finds me business opportunities, all while I sleep. So you can schedule this whenever you want. You could schedule it 8 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 6 in the morning, whatever you want to do. So go ahead and go build yours. Seriously, pause the video, go to that link, have your first AI brief running by tomorrow morning. This will be a complete game changer for you. So if this gave you an idea or saved you some time, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe below. And let me know in the comments, what's the first thing you'd want your agent to brief you on every single morning? I'll see you in the next one.